Okay, sorry to my kids at home. The iPad was full of videos, so we had to start over. So we were talking about Orange and we were talking about our shade monster, and now we are going to read our book. So let me see who's gonna hold my elephant. Kylie, you can hold Ellie. Come get her. And I told you we were going to read one of my favorite books today. It's called The Big Orange Splot. There is a big splot of orange paint on this man's house.
How did it get there?
We're going to find out how it got there, and we're going to find out what he does. So there is the title of my book, The Big Orange Splot. My author's name is Daniel, so if he is the author, what did he do? He wrote the words. If he's the illustrator, what did he do? He did the pictures. So he did both, the words and the pictures. And the man in the story, his name is Mr. Plumbean. Kind of a strange name, Mr. Plumbean. And this is his house. And he lives on a street where all the houses look alike.
It's a two-story.
Except something's going to happen to his. We're going to find out how he got that big orange splot and what he has to do about it. The Big Orange Splot. Mr. Plumbean lived on a street where all of the houses were exactly the same. He liked it that way, and so did everybody else on Mr. Plumbean's street. This is a neat street, they would say. So look, all of the houses look exactly the same. But then one day, a seagull flew over Mr. Plumbean's house, and he was carrying a can of orange paint. Nobody knows why. I'm not really sure why a bird would be flying with a can of paint. Do you know why a bird?
He go put something.
I don't know why he would be doing that. And he dropped the can right on Mr. Plumbean's house, and nobody knows why he did that either. But there it is. That's how the orange splot got on his house. It made a big orange splot right on Mr. Plumbean's roof. Oh, too bad, everybody said. Mr. Plumbean will have to paint his house and fix it. I suppose I will, said Mr. Plumbean. But he didn't do it right away. He looked at the big orange splot for a long time, and then he went about his business. The neighbors got tired of seeing that big orange splot. Someone said, Mr. Plumbean, we wish you would get around to painting your house. So he did. He got some blue paint and some white paint that night, and he got busy. He painted at night because it was cooler outside. And when the paint was gone, the roof was blue, the walls were white, and the big orange splot was still there. But then he got some more paint. He got red paint, yellow paint, green paint, and purple paint. And in the morning when the people came out, does Mr. Plumbean's house look like all the other ones?
No.
Nope. They came outside. Their houses were all the same, but Mr. Plumbean's house was like a rainbow. It was like a jungle. It was like an explosion. Look at it.
There's
There's all kinds of stuff on his house, right? Mm-hmm. There was the big orange splot, and then he painted some little orange splots. And there were stripes, and there were pictures of elephants and lions and shovels. And the people said, oh my goodness, Mr. Plumbean has gone crazy. And they went away muttering and wondering if he was going to fix it. Well, that night, Mr. Plumbean did do something about it. He went to the store, and he got some wood and some tools, and he started building. And the next morning, when his neighbors got up, this is what his house looked like. He built a clock tower on top of his house. And all his neighbors said, oh my goodness, Mr. Plumbean has really lost his mind. So they decided to pretend like they didn't even notice, and they went about their business. Well, that night, Mr. Plumbean went out and got a lot of green things. He got palm trees and bushes, and in the morning, he got a hammock and an alligator. And he hung up his hammock in between two trees. And he was swinging in his hammock, drinking some lemonade. And he had an alligator in the glass.
A fake one?
I don't know. I hope it's not a real one. That would kind of be scary. Now, does his house look like the other ones?
No.
Nope. Okay, so I wonder what his neighbors, do you think his neighbors are going to be happy about it?
No.
No, they wanted him to do what?
That's his house.
Fix his house and make it look like everybody else's, right? But that's not what Mr. Plumbean wanted. Mr. Plumbean has gone too far, his neighbors said. This used to be a neat street. Mr. Plumbean, what have you done to your house? They shouted. And this is what he said. My house is me, and I am it. My house is where I like to be, and it looks like all my dreams. And the people went away. They didn't know what to say. So they asked the man next door, please go talk to Mr. Plumbean. Tell him we liked our street to be neat, and we need him to fix it back. Okay, said his neighbor. So his neighbor went to talk to him. And they sat together under the palm trees. And they drank lemonade. And they talked. And early the next morning, hang on, I want to go back for a second. Because Mr. Plumbean said, my house is me, and I am it, and it looks like all my dreams. So he made his house to be exactly what he wanted, and exactly how he was feeling, and what he liked. So his neighbor came to talk to him, and Mr. Plumbean talked to his neighbor. And the next morning when they got up, look what his neighbor had done to his house.
Why?
What does it look like?
A
puppy. The next morning, the man went out and he got some wood and some rope and some nails and some paint. And when everybody came out of their house, they saw a red and yellow ship next door to Mr. Plumbean's house. Oh no. What have you done to your house? They said. My house is me, and I am it. My house is where I like to be, and it looks like all my dreams, said the man who always wanted to have his own boat. So he made his house to look like that. Oh my goodness, he's just like Mr. Plumbean. They said he's gone crazy too. So one by one, all of the neighbors went to talk to Mr. Plumbean and to find out why he did his house that way. And one by one, they started changing their houses. What does that one look like? A hot air balloon. What does that look like?
A castle.
A castle.
Candy castle.
Another castle. So all of his neighbors changed their houses to look like things that they loved and they dream about. So now when people came to Mr. Plumbean's street, they would say, oh, this is not a neat street. But all the people would say, our street is where we like to be, and it looks like all of our dreams. And that is me. So what do you think? Would you want your house to look like everybody else's? Or would you rather your house look like what you wanted?
No.
And all your dreams?
No. Mine look like it.
I have some houses. So,
Not making me sleep.
I made a bunch of different ones.
We can paint. Will you read that story?
So this one I made, there's the Big Orange Splot. And I made it with stripes and polka dots and stars and all kinds of stuff.
We can make you do.
So that one I was thinking about, I just liked all the bright colors. But then I thought, I wonder if I could make some more houses that look like some more dreams. And you know what? I love going to the beach.
No, you.
So I made this one look like a sand castle. At the beach, at the ocean, with a little crab. I know, and the waves.
Crab's peachy.
Because I love going to the beach.
Crab's pink.
And then I love going to Disney World. So I made this one look like a castle at Disney World.
I can see you.
Mm-hmm.
Me too.
Yes.
With a crown on your head.
And then my son loves outer space and rockets and everything. So I made this one for him. It looks like a rocket ship
It's alien.
with some aliens in the window.
They're nice. They're nice.
Yes. But I'm going to give you, and the kids have it at home too, just a plain house. I'm going to draw an orange splot on there for you. So the kids at home, let mom draw an orange splot on there for you, and then you turn your house into whatever you want.
I want to draw it into what his house looks like.
You can make it look however you want. It's your house. Now, I am going to draw your orange splot with the marker, but I want you to use crayons on the rest of it. Okie dokie? Okie dokie. So that's what we're doing today.